The intention for this video is to describe working with cycle statuses within Pitram. It is an important concept. So in Pitram we have the idea of a status, which is what the equipment is doing at that point in time. So as you can see here, I have excavator 2, which is current status is loading, which is an operating status, which I can tell because this color is set to green. If I click on the status button, I'll have the option to change my status to a number of other statuses. So accident, which is a down state, idle, which is an idle state, operating, loading, so on and so forth. This applies basically to all pieces of equipment within Pitram. They'll always have a status. Trucks are a little bit different in that they have something called a cycle status, which is sort of a sub-status. It sits below their status. So we can see on these trucks here, my current status, primary status, is operating. But they also have a cycle status which sits below that. So yes, this truck is operating, but it's also traveling empty, which I can tell because it's sitting in this cycle status section where we group all of the traveling empty trucks. After traveling empty, we have queuing, loading, and hauling. And these are our basic cycle statuses. You can include more, so more examples are like additional queuing states and so on, but those are the normal ones that we see. So as I move my truck through these boxes, it changes the cycle status. The primary status stays the same, he's still operating. So now this truck is queuing, he's now loading, signifying that he's being loaded by his loader, or his excavator in this case, and he's now hauling. Once he's done hauling, I'll create the dump event by depositing the ore right onto the ROM, and automatically the truck will jump back down into the traveling empty cycle status. If we jump into event editor, you can see these cycle statuses change. Whenever the cycle statuses move in an unusual way, for example, if we are to jump from loading to traveling empty, Pitram will kick up an error and basically say, well, that doesn't make sense. You know, it can't be traveling empty unless he's dropped that ore somewhere. So you've clearly missed an event, and those flags are a really useful indication that you may need to go back, or that you've in a voice system that you've missed a radio call, or the operator hasn't made a radio call, and in a mobile system that maybe there's been a user input error, or one of the integrations that feeds data into Pitram may have made a mistake. That's the general gist of it. Basically, it's useful to think of cycle status as a sort of subdivision of status, where you get a little bit more detail, particularly regarding the activity of a truck. We have a number of reports as well that track the cycle statuses and the general efficiency, and it's also factored into the dispatch logic that can make decisions regarding where the most efficient loader or path for the truck to take is throughout the shift. So it's an important feature overall. Thank you.